War is over. He is risen. And Big 12 football is in a perfect spot. Now, I guess there could be a more perfect spot. BYU, Texas Tech, Utah. Having seen Miami lose, having seen Georgia Tech lose, will all move up. Utah is the third best team in the Big 12. I think I can confidently say that after what we saw this weekend. 45-14. Brendan Sorsby in a blender, 11 for 33. I think BYU right now is the number one team in the conference, and it's really hard to argue that. Number two, Texas Tech. Really hard to argue that considering both those teams beat, check the notes really quick, Utah. But the third team in the league, and it's not that far away, is Utah. Here's where the Big 12, this is the statement. While I'm happy, war is over, God is good, Utah and BYU and Texas Tech get to move up and prove that this league is legit. And Texas Tech gets to be a top 10 team, I would hope. The AP poll would have them in the top 10. That BYU gets to be a top 10 team. I can guarantee the AP poll will have them in the top 10. Here is the problem. With College Game Day going to Lubbock, Texas for the Cougars and the Red Raiders, here is the big issue for the conference, the unlucky piece for the conference. In a year where, feasibly, Texas Tech did not have to play BYU or Utah. They could have played Oklahoma State or Baylor or TCU or UCF or any team not named Utah and BYU. The big issue, those three teams, and there's nothing we can do about it, all play each other. I look at the ACC, and they're bad. Like NC State beating Georgia Tech, that is an inexcusable loss. Guess what BYU's inexcusable loss is right now? Checks notes again. They haven't lost to anyone. Guess what Texas Tech's inexcusable loss is? A team that will finish 9-3, Arizona State, and be a game out of the Big 12 championship game at 7-2 in league play, having gone to the playoff last year. That's not inexcusable. Check for Utah. Who's their inexcusable loss? They have just two losses to top 10 teams. Let me do that. Let me do this. I'm going to go full screen. If Utah, we'll flip it around a little bit, who just got another top 25 win. If Utah is named Georgia, Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, and their only two losses, this Utah team that has been rebranded to an SEC name, their only two losses are to number 8 in the country and number 10 in the country. Where would that SEC team be ranked? Because I don't know if you knew this, but Notre Dame lost to Miami, who is outside of the top 15 now after their loss to SMU, and Texas A&M, who's a top 5 team. And losing to a team that is 20th in the country and a team that is 4th in the country, Notre Dame gets to be squarely in college football playoff contention. And not just contention, but like a lock for the college football playoff. But Utah, I will fight for them because it helps the Big 12. It helps BYU. It helps Texas Tech. It helps the whole conference. But Utah, they lose the exact same. Actually, no. If we average it out, if we add together the ranking of the teams that Utah has lost to, it is a smaller number than the ranking of the teams that Notre Dame has lost to. For Utah, it would be I spitballing here. Let's say number 8, BYU, 10, Texas Tech, that's 18. Let's say number 20, Miami, and number 3, Texas A&M, it's 23. So you're telling me that Notre Dame has 2 losses to teams that are cumulatively, that's a lot of syllables, worse than Notre Dame's losses. But they don't get the same respect. The Big 12 doesn't get the same respect. And that's where we're so unlucky. You can host game day for Utah and Cincinnati, game day for Texas Tech and BYU. But the unlucky piece comes when you consider this. The best three teams in the Big 12 all play each other. The best three teams all have to face each other and beat each other up and make each other bloody and black and blue going into other games that are very winnable. And the most unlucky piece with that is that the country will never give this conference the same respect that they do a brand like Notre Dame that has not beaten anyone. Like I fully intended in this segment to go through the scores and the box score and the games and the players and the guys who had done it for Utah this weekend. I was so impressed with the Utes, their home crowd, the painted helmets, the ability. I don't think there's a better 2-loss team in the conference to represent the spirit of this league, to represent what we stand for as the Big 12 and showcase an elite atmosphere on national television, whether it be ESPN during the game or College Game Day in the morning. Utah is the cream of the crop right there with Texas Tech or BYU right now when it comes to fan support for a school that could legitimately win the Big 12 in 2025. Those are your three schools. And I'm sorry, the short end of your stick is having to play the other elite teams, the other contenders. We don't get the same love that ESPN is going to give the SEC. Like, BYU won this week by moving up the way they got to move up or will get to move up. Texas Tech won this week by moving up and actually winning a football game. Utah won this week, but you still won't get to be Notre Dame. You still won't get to be Virginia. Like, if you want to say, oh, well, you know, we base this on which conference is weak and which conference is strong. Dog. The ACC, the Big 12 continues to pummel the ACC. And Virginia and Louisville are running that show. Clemson, Florida State, bad. There's no bell cow there. But you want to look at me and be like, well, we based a lot of this off strength of schedule and conference affiliation and how you do against top 20. Like, if you have a top 25 win against Clemson this year, you don't have a top 25 win. If you have a top 25 win against LSU this year, you don't have a top 20. If you have a top 25 win against Houston this year, you don't. You don't. Because we learned top 25 win against Kansas State because we learned they probably didn't deserve to be there after all. And I just wish that it was all treated that way. But it's not. So war is over. Like we have multiple top 10 caliber teams, 3 top 10 caliber teams in this conference. It's great to see. But you're unlucky, and I wish it wasn't this way. Coming up, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, Q Country Roads. The immediate reaction that I had to West Virginia over Houston was positive. This is Locked On Big 12. FanDuel's the place to be, and today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. Look, can I be honest with you? There are sometimes things happen. I had money on Houston to win the game against West Virginia. When they didn't, I was like, well, shoot, now what do? It's okay. I had copious amounts of money on the Texas Longhorns. I'm sorry, the Texas Longhorns. But that's the beauty of FanDuel. It's like, hey, one didn't hit, one did. Ha ha! I still made money. And the NBA is back as well. And the official betting partner of the NBA is FanDuel. So if you missed the start of the game or you want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets and all kinds of jazz for you. It keeps the game exciting. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. Head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. It's FanDuel. FanDuel.com. Go to FanDuel and do it today.